Good evening, or good afternoon rather. We're doing this early and we're talking about the Christmas show today for the Art Guild. And I have Juanita Wyman, who's
Hi.
the chairman of the Christmas, well, the whole Christmas weekend.
Yeah, the whole
actually.
weekend, yes.
So she's going to tell you all about what we're going to do here and what's going to be going on through the Art Guild. So Juanita?
Okay, well, how many years? I think this is our it is our 38th annual Art Guild Christmas show. And ours, let's see, how many years now in this building?
It's probably going on 4
years. So
around that.
up until this, the last 4 years, many of you probably remember that we were in assorted places. It was mostly wherever we could find and who would take us, you know. We did many, many years in the Pat Key Room, and it was very nice. And
now that's a parking lot.
And now it's a parking lot, and of course we were over at the Learning Center, and we were at the Berg Center, but now we're in this, you know, beautiful facility here on the square, the old museum, and it's now the St. Genevieve Arts Center. If some of you have not been down, you really, really need to come down just to look at the center. I've had people walk in saying, "Oh, I remember when this was a museum."
Right.
Which we do too, don't we, ours? And it was very dark. And now it's so bright and it displays all of the artwork really, really nicely.
So beautiful, yes.
It really is. So if you haven't been down for no other reason, come in and just see how this has changed. The Art Guild and the county have worked together in restoring this building, and we're really, really thankful we have it. Before I get into Christmas, the artwork that you see here now hangs for 2 months. We change out every 2 months. And we're going to be changing out this week with a lot of artwork. It's not just going to be artwork that you see on the walls. We're going to have numerous tables and lots more art, probably 3-4 times. I mean, every artist, they're going to be a total of 24 artists showing, actually.
Is it? Okay.
So really it's the same number ours as last
it's
year.
just on the
It's
trunk.
just that some people are not going to hang as much on the walls, and they're going to be doing more smalls that really would be more affordable probably.
Right. And
to-
nice Christmas present.
Nice Christmas presents, and we'll go over some of the things we're going to have. But we're going to be changing out this next week, and so 24 artists will be coming in with a lot of artwork, much more to hang on the walls. We're going to have two-dimensional work, you know, paintings and drawings, and in a little bit we'll walk around and look at some that's hanging now. But we'll also have stuff on the tables, three-dimensional work, sculptures, small mixed media items,
The carvings.
the carvings, smaller paintings, fibers. I'm trying to think of Joyce. I think Joyce is in this year, where she will be having, I'm hoping, her hats and some of her scarves. And are you going to have some silk scarves in this show?
I have not done any myself. I've just gave classes.
Oh,
on
okay,
it.
I thought
Yeah.
maybe you might even have some of those,
No.
but there's going to be a big assortment of artwork that will make great Christmas presents. Now, we also have a lot of Christmas cards, lots of cards, Christmas cards from St. Genevieve, and then some of them are European scenes. We have, I know, ornaments, original Christmas cards that are prints. We also have lots of prints too that we really only sell at the Christmas show.
Right.
But these two make really, really nice gifts. Not very expensive, and you might want to come in and look at that. The art, like I said, we're going to be changing out this week, and it will unofficially open on Friday, this coming Friday, which is not this
Yeah, next Friday.
next Friday, the 15th. And I'm looking at our postcard. We're going to be open 2 weekends in November prior to the Christmas show.
Right.
The Christmas weekend is going to be, and I need to read this correctly, It opens Friday, December the 6th from 11 to 3. And then the weekend festival, which is Saturday, December the 7th, will be open from 10 until 3. We'll be closed an hour because we're going to set up for the Meet the Artist reception, which is on Saturday, December the 7th from 4 until 6. And that's always a lot of fun.
It is.
I'm not sure. Go
The
ahead.
public's invited.
Public is invited to the reception, and Annette Rolfe, who's in charge of the weekend, will provide us with music, and I'm not sure who the music's going to be by this year.
I don't think she said yet, has she?
I don't think, she has not said yet, but we will have music from 4 until 6. We will have food and drinks, not alcohol, but food and drinks here, also 4 to 6, open and free to the public. So it's going to be a very, very festive atmosphere. As you know, in town itself it's festive, but the Guild provides a little extra. I mean, not only are we showing and selling, but come in and hear some good Christmas music, and you get some great cider and
usually lots of good cookies and treats.
Oh yeah, it's hard to say what all we're going to have. We usually have a very, very good spread.
Right.
If you've ever been to any of our receptions, you know the food is worth coming to check out as much as anything else. So again, and then like I said, we're going to be open the 2 weekends prior. And it says here November 15th through the 17th, the 22nd through the 24th, 3 weekends, and the 29th through December the 1st. Though the 3 weekends prior to the Christmas festival,
right,
we will be open. So you can come in and look at all the items and get a head start.
Right. Or you could buy one each week.
Oh, that is right.
Each weekend buy a gift, and then you won't be spending so much money all at once.
Well, that is the thing. So it's really, this is the show where it gives the artists in the Guild who choose to participate an opportunity to pull out a lot of their work. When we change out every 2 months, we can only bring in maybe 2 to 4 pieces. We just don't have the room, but because we fill the space with tables and we hang differently.
We don't hang gallery.
That's right.
Yeah.
So we are able to bring in lots of stuff, and we want to give Art Guild members the opportunity to showcase more of their work and make more of their work available to the public at what I think are very, very reasonable prices. Buying original art is, I don't know, I think it's an extra special gift. Not that prints aren't nice.
Right.
But, you know, when you've got one of a kind, that makes it a little extra special.
It does, yes.
And you now have the opportunity to do that. Let me see ours before we get up and walk around a little. I'm trying to think of the, on the show itself.
Oh, the auction.
Oh, the auction, and that's when I'll get up and we'll go. We do have a raffle piece. We, every year we open it up to the Guild to bring in a painting that is voted on. And the artist painting that wins, we advertise with it. And that is then we offer raffle tickets.
Right.
The money from this raffle helps finance not only the Guild, but also some of our educational programs.
Right. Then we have the baskets.
And then we've got the silent auction coming up also, where we will have baskets, a lot of different themes, from art supplies to food to bird items to outdoors, all kinds of baskets that have a lot of different things in it. And that will be going on from, well, this next weekend, the 15th through, it will be,
2 o'clock, is it?
it's 2 o'clock on
Or
Sunday.
a little earlier.
I think it's about 2 o'clock on Sunday, December the 8th is when it is,
Right.
I believe. And
that's when the drawing for the...
that's when the drawing for the raffle will be, and that's when we close the silent auction. So the silent auction money goes towards our scholarship and also high school art show.
Right.
And we do offer a really nice $500 scholarship every year. We call it the Betty Garrity Memorial Scholarship. She was one of the, I guess, founders of the Art Guild,
Yes.
and many of you may have known her. So yes, the money from the silent auction does go towards the scholarship and also the ribbons and the money that we give at the high school art show too.
And they also sponsor the plein air and the youth plein air, the Art Guild does.
That is right. So that's right. We sponsor the plein air, and then ours. You've been involved in the student plein air for years.
Yes, very long time, yeah.
So this money is going back into the community.
It does, definitely.
It goes back
It
into the
helps the
community,
youth a lot.
and it does. I don't know how long we've done the scholarship. I joined the guild in 97, 98, and we were offering it then, I know.
Oh, yes, back when I joined too,
And
they were.
in
And
93.
prior to that even.
So now, we've upped the amount some, well, what hasn't gone up, but we've offered, we have upped the amount on the scholarship. But now we are able to find a way to help finance it too,
Right.
which is really good. And then the raffle also, like I said, that money also goes to I think, help finance this show, but it also goes towards, I think, a lot of educational materials.
Right. And also, we've been fortunate enough to get grants.
That is
That
true,
helps
too.
with the education.
That is
Which
true.
is very important. Yeah.
So, and we offer a lot of nice workshops. If you haven't, if you're not aware of that, because it's hard to get all the information out, but we offer a lot of good workshops
We do.
throughout the year, fall, spring, and then throughout the summer. And it's for children, young children, but also for adults. If this is something that sounds interesting to you, I'm just going to, come in and find
Look
out.
over, yeah.
Yeah, find out what we have to offer.
Yeah, adults always enjoy the
Oh,
the
yeah.
workshops.
Absolutely. Let's walk over and look at the raffle piece.
Okay.
I might say this raffle piece was done by, his name is Bill Black, and this is his first year joining the Art Guild. He is from Farmington. What's interesting about Bill, and I wish I got more information, but he has done a lot of clothing designs for different theatrical performances throughout the United States.
Yes, he's very
He's
talented.
very, very, very talented. And we first met him at the Art is Ageless out in Farmington, Missouri, where he has done not just paintings, oil paintings, but he also does beautiful quilts. He has done quilt designs. He does different types of fibers. So to get a piece of his work, I think it'll be quite nice. So it's very different. Let's go over and look at it, okay? All right.
Let you talk.
Well, okay, this is the raffle piece. It is a mixed media painting, and what's kind of unique, you actually have 3 different paintings. It is.
It's kind of like color theory.
Well, it really is, and I think perhaps ours mentioned color theory, and I think perhaps that is what you're looking at here, and one of the reasons he produced this, but it really is, and it's beautifully framed, but you could actually take each one of these and they could be separate as well. If you really wanted to, I don't know if
3 paintings instead of 1.
Yeah, you actually have 3 paintings instead of 1. And you get in, and it's kind of interesting. I said that Bill did a lot of clothing design. I've seen some of his designs that he's done for some of these theatrical performances, and they are just incredible.
They are.
We brought some to the guild meeting this last month, not the actual pieces, but he showed his designs.
Right.
And you can see his...
And those are actual fabric.
Yes.
In the
That is
design.
the thing. This now, if you get close to these, you'll see that, like Ara said, it's actually fabrics. It's kind of a collage of fabrics is what it is, and he's got different kinds of stitching. Some of this I think is paper, different kinds of paper, and then he comes back with some of his fibers, and
It's really a mixture of a lot of
it's a mixture
mediums.
of a
Yeah.
lot of different materials, and it's a multimedia is what we call it. And I would say it's kind of a collage, each one, of just different types of fabrics and paper and stitches. And the colors, we said color theory. Well, I think like I don't want to get into that, but this one in itself is kind of a complementary scheme.
Right.
We'll just talk without going into everything. And so it's just, the colors are so vibrant in the way that he worked them together, these colors. But it's a very, very, very nice, I call it a painting, but it's a multimedia exhibit. And the tickets for this are $1 each, or you can get 6 for $5. And the raffle tickets can be purchased from Guild members, or you can come into the center on the weekends from 11 until 3. And we have tickets here that you can
Right, you can fill out
purchase.
and purchase, right.
You can purchase. Now, otherwise, we have these nice postcards, if by chance any of you want to come in and
Pick up a
grab one
postcard.
and give to a friend, that is nice too. And it has it's an invitation, but it gives you all the information about this and the hours of the show and what we're going to be selling. Original paintings, sculptures, gifts, reproductions, cards. Got all of that. Now, I don't know how much time we have, but if you want to we can kind of scan a little bit. Like I said, we have lots and lots of cards that are on display all the time, but there will be more. And we have more original cards too. These are mostly prints, not all, but I know like Karen comes in with a lot of original. You have done originals.
She's got
And there are some here.
there,
Yes. We're going to have a lot of, I think, some miniatures like the ones that Veda does. Linda Buis also does lots and lots of miniatures, which beautiful designs. Janice, she will be having some of her smaller, I think. Like I said, we're going to have smalls, then we're going to, like Peggy, Steve Hicks. I'm just giving you some names. Jean Rissover, she's got her own shop downtown, but she's been in the Guild and she's going to have some more work here. Of course, you've got Anna Shilley and her watercolors. I'm just giving a quick overview. Linda Smith, I think, will have some of her smalls. Diane is not showing. Let's see, ours is going to have, you're having paintings this year.
I will. Big Ann, I'll have prints and cards.
She's got, as an example, she'll have big and prints and cards. Anna, Juanita, me.
And Juanita does beautiful.
I've been trying to do some new pastels, smaller ones, so I know I'm going to have about 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 9, and cards, Christmas cards, smalls. I try to get as much as I can, you know, I think it's good. Some more of Veda's. Steve does lots of pottery, and I understand he's going to have a lot of his pottery in, which is good. And again, Veda's got, I don't know how much she's going to have, but she does a lot of decorative art.
She does.
And Juanita, okay. Let me see, I know I'm going to forget somebody. Kathy Hicks does a lot of early American, Native American art, and I have a feeling she'll have quite a bit of that in here. So just to give you an idea, like I said, more of this. Look at, I love this gourd by
Yes.
Anna Kirshner. She probably will have some more of that. So this just gives you a little bit of an idea of the types of things, but like I said, we're going to have, I think about 9 tables in here with just lots of different kinds of stuff. Like Angie Dalton does a lot of the smalls, fabric type
Like this also.
pouches and so forth. I know she,
And you unbutton it. Just a little
So there's some of
decorative
that.
purse to carry, whatever.
And I'm thinking, Connie Flig,
No,
no,
Klein.
Klein, I'm sorry, does a lot of Christmas decorative art.
Beautiful.
Beautiful, beautiful work. And I know I'm missing someone, and I apologize if I am. I'm mostly looking at what is here now, but sometimes the artists will not show in a given month, but they come in at Christmas.
Dean Burns.
Now, Dean, I don't know, I don't think he's showing
He's
this
not
year.
showing, okay.
But we'll have to see.
And Karen Coleman, she does a
Oh,
lot.
Karen
of
Coleman, she
different-
does a lot of smalls and boxes and original cards. She'll have a table full of stuff, I know.
And
So,
this is one of her cards,
Yeah.
like it's up at the Botanical Gardens when they had
Yeah.
Jabuli up there.
so there's a lot of different things.
Peggy, is Peggy showing?
Peggy's showing, she's going to have some of her original paintings, but she's also going to have some of her polymer, her clay pots and different three-dimensional items.
good.
Yeah, so that's a good thing. Yeah, she's going to have that, and and then she'll do some of her paintings. So,
Lots to choose.
lots to choose from. So that's about it, Iris. What do you think?
I think we covered pretty much everything.
So again, the show opens on Friday, November 15th, and it's going to be open 3 weekends before the festival. And the Christmas festival weekend is December 6th through the 8th. And we're open 11 to 3, and then the reception 4 to 6 on December the 7th.
So come by Friday and it will be here.
Yes, be the first to check everything out.
Right, get in early and got the best choice.
That's right.
Okay,
Okay.
so next we'll have Annette Ross, who will be our guest also.
Yeah, she's, I guess, still in charge of the parade and all the beautiful
Christmas
music.
festival.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
the music's incredible.
And she's amazing. Wait till you hear her.
yeah. Okay.
Okay. On.
Oh, yay.
So tonight we have Annette Ross, and she's the lady that does the Christmas festivals here, and she's going to tell you all about it. So
Okay, we got the program. It's right here. Okay, this says the 40th annual Holiday Christmas Festival. Bring the entire family, free parade, free concerts, free hot dogs for kids under 12, and free photos with Santa. Okay, this is just our shtick, okay? And we do this every year because that's what we do, all right? First of all, I'll go in, let's free parade. Of course, everything's not free, but the parade is free. But the concerts are really spectacular. We have over 30 concerts throughout the weekend that are positively free, and everyone's welcome to attend. Free hot dogs for kids under 12. Every year, since I started being the director of the Christmas Festival, about 18 years ago, actually, the first year I did this, I realized that there wasn't a lot of there's no place for people to eat, for one thing, except the local restaurants, which we want. But for the town is a Catholic town, and we need to have things for people who have multiple children in their family or combined families, as a matter of fact. So I asked the Lions if they could serve hot dogs. Back then it was for $1. I think they're a little bit more now, but not much, maybe $2. But in the interim, I called them up and asked them if they could do that. And they said, oh, they'd love to do it and they'd love to help out. Well, the first year we did this, a gentleman went up to a contemporary of mine at the Lions Club and told him that it was the most incredible thing because he had 7 children. He couldn't afford to bring his children to a parade. And what they'd done is so magnificent. Well, the Lions got together and decided that they would, from then on, which was about 17 years ago, they were going to offer free hot dogs, a bag of chips, and a bottle of water for every child 12 and under, as long as they're accompanied by an adult. And that is their contribution to our small society. I want to always praise them for that.
And that's so wonderful.
It really is. Nobody does that. Nobody. And they take a red line on that. And that's their community service, the major community service for that year, every year. So they need a huge pat on the back for this. We have free photos with Santa. They offer free photos with Santa. Vernon Fleeg will be performing there. He's a local artist. He does traditional country and Christmas tunes. And that's a very, very much of a family type setting. And it gets very crowded very quick. And that event goes on from 12 to 2 after the parade. Again, this is the program. Okay. Parade, okay, also 9 o'clock to 3 o'clock on Saturday at the St. Genevieve Catholic Church. They will have an art festival, a craft show. They've done this, the first year I attended that, I guess it was during the COVID, because my schedule gets so intense, it's very difficult for me to attend these events. But that year is pretty sparse, believe me. So I went and I thought, this is just magnificent. It's so charming. And I've really tried to work away. I had to rework the schedule, on the program. This is the inside of the program, highly compact and really dense, to make sure they go on there, because most of the items in there, I can't say everything, but at least 80% are handmade, and it is just really special. You can find something in a stocking stuffer situation for someone in your family or a friend, and they're very, very affordable, and it's very much worth your while just to go in there for 15 to 30 minutes and enjoy yourself, because it's really, really special. I give it a high A+, outstanding. At 11 o'clock, okay. Oh, also from 9 to 12, unfortunately, there's no parking in the Valley Desert because we have to line up the parade. The gentlemen that work with me on the parade situation, I have no women on that particular crew, but I have a lot of women in other situations, okay? But they will get there at 6:30 in the morning to start lining up the parade. And last year, they've already had to start working around the new playground at Valley. So there cannot be any parking in the desert from 9 till noon until the parade is completely over. But other than that, you're always welcome, okay? 11 o'clock, the parade starts. We'll have over 130 entries. We're now getting quite renowned for both our classic cars and, believe it or not, our Corvettes. The Corvette Club literally contacts me every year now because they have told me it's the best parade they've ever been in the entire Southeast Missouri. And so they make a huge...
That's wonderful.
Oh, it's great. Yes, I know. And so I love the classic cars. And classic cars are magnificent. You can see all types of eras. But the Corvettes, I put them in a class of their own. I don't put them with the classic cars because when the Stingray was invented, it was like a world phenomenon. And I felt like it needed to have a different kind of respect. And they drive in all from Cape Girardeau and St. Louis, and our local Corvette owners will be in the parade also. And they make a great show. We have, of course, the St. Genevieve High School Band will be there. And they're actually phenomenal. I think they're quite good. The German band, they're there every year. Most charming band. I mean, they're just so endearing. Other bands will be in there, other musicians. We have floats, beautiful floats. Everyone decorates their floats. They're so excited about the parade. We have usually every year a minimum of over 130 entries. About the parade, it has the same route that it's had every year. We've made one alteration, but other than that, the exact same route, okay? The one alteration is, every year we leave Valley Desert, we turn left on Merchant, right on 3rd, left on Market, left on Main, left on Washington. In the past, we've always turned left on 2nd and right on Merchant. It simply doesn't work anymore. When you have over 130 entries in the parade in our little wonderful but tiny historic district, but very wonderful, and we don't want to leave that district at all. I've moved the left. We turn left on Washington. Instead of going left on 2nd Street and right on Merchant, we're going to turn left on 3rd Street, right on Jefferson, and then back to the Valley Desert. And it's going to be a lot more efficient. So instead of, if you're going to be hanging out on 2nd Street, move it to 3rd, and then turn right on Jefferson, okay? And then back to the desert. And you'll be a lot more pleased. It's going to have a real smooth flow, and we're still going to have our historic, wonderful downtown feeling. Again, I've already gone through the 12 o'clock show. Oh, at 12 to 2, Diane Wilson. She is a local artist and a member of the Art Guild, and has been, as long as I've known her, for 19 years, and quite an excellent artist, donates her time and her supplies, and every year goes to the Oris from 12 to 2 and does crafts for children. It is a wonderful, wonderful thing for the children to do, along with going to the Lions Park at 1 o'clock and then again at 2 o'clock. Bruce Dyvik will be performing his magician acts. He is a renowned magician in St. Louis, and now this is his 4th year being here. And he contacts me in the summer to let me know he has really upped his game. You know, he's got all new tricks, all new acts. And it was so popular the first year, instead of doing 1 show, we now do 2. And that is not just wonderful for children, but for everyone. Mom, dad, grandma, grandpa, aunt, uncle, cousins, and friends. And it's really great. And that is at the historic museum, the museum here in town. The Museum of Learning and
Learning Museum.
the Learning Museum. Okay,
The dinosaur.
She calls it the Dinosaur Museum.
the dinosaur,
Okay,
yeah.
but and it's right in our historic district again. Okay, then again at I'm going to have to look at my glasses here. Starting at 12 to 3, one of our local musicians, Chad Stevens, Chad Stevens Stafford. Okay, he plays acoustic guitar and mandolin. He will perform in front of the Oris from 12 to 3. So immediately after the parade, you know, if you're not going to the Lions Park, you listen to Vernon Fleet perform, which he is really good. He does traditional country. And then have your children or your grandchildren, your niece and nephews there, whatever. Go on to the Oris and have something to eat, and you'll have Chad Stephen Stafford performing outside for 12 to 3, actually. But we have also other very many wonderful places to eat, all in the downtown district. You know, many places. The Rooted Coffee, of course, that's on Main Street. Stella and Me. So many. The Old Brick, the Anvil. Just so many restaurants all along Merchant Street, Main Street, and 3rd Street. We're just filled with wonderful, wonderful restaurants in our town. So there's plenty of places to eat along with the Lions Park.
And also we have Danny's Tavern, which
Danny's Tavern,
has
yes.
just opened not too
Yeah,
long ago,
Danny's
this
Tavern.
year.
That's also on the 3rd and the corner of 3rd and Merchant. And they have the best hamburgers. I mean, they really do have good
Really
hamburgers.
good, yeah.
I think so. It's a fun.
And then is Common Grounds going to be open
Common
also?
Grounds, yes, that's it. Common Grounds is right across the street from Danny's Tavern. So there's Danny's Tavern, Common Grounds, the Old Brick, Stella and Me, Oliver's, the Audubon's. We have a lot of restaurants in our historic district, so you're going to find something to eat downtown.
And the food is delicious everywhere.
Oh, very, very good. Very, very much so. Okay, and the interim we have, thank you so much, Iris. Okay, right. Starting at 1 o'clock, I've already told you about the renowned magician, Bruce Dyvik. We'll have at the Southeast Chamber Choir. They've come back every year now for many years. They will be performing at the St. Genevieve Catholic Church at 1 o'clock to 1. The 2 concerts, 1 at 1, 1 at 2. And they're each 45 minutes long. They do Renaissance periods up to contemporary holiday pieces. And that's really wonderful. The Southern Illinois String Quartet performed by accredited directors, symphony performers, and directed by Rosanna Cotti, who is head of the symphony orchestra down at SIU Carbondale, will be performing at the Holy Cross Lutheran Church, and that is really, really popular. They will be featuring Baroque, classical, and Romantic period Austro-German music. The Isaac LaSalle Trio, her husband, he is head of the classical guitar division down at SIU Carbondale and their jazz studies program. Both of them perform internationally throughout the world. He will be performing modern jazz with standards in Latin music, featuring himself, Professor Jimmy Beers, and Dr. Richard Kelly at the First Presbyterian Church on 160 South Main Street. Again, free French cafe music, jazz, soul, blues, and Christmas tunes performed by Adele Martin and Bluesette, and that's at Music Art Love. Okay, and that is on 137 North Main Street. She is incredibly popular. She actually contacted me several years ago, and she'd heard about this event and really wanted to be a part of it. She thought she could offer something. And I have to say she does. She has a very, she's actually from Belgium, but she sings with a very, strangely, a very European accent, I'll call it, but she captures the French ambiance quite well, and I give her an absolute A+. She's very wonderful, has a huge following, and it's worth your while to go at Music Art Love. And again, 2 concerts, 1 and 2 o'clock on Saturday at Music Art Love. Okay, we have Dr. Shaw's house on Merchant and 2nd Street. We learn the art of paper filigree with Lisa Palmer, with her Never Bored Creations. Create your own craft. That is so popular that instead of doing just one little 45-minute class, they are keeping it open for 2 hours. So it's worth your while to go in there because it's a very old type of filigree. It's something that would have been done over 200 years ago and very appropriate for our historic Spanish, French, and German culture, okay? French first, okay? But it's very historic. 2 o'clock to 2:45, certain concerts were repeated. The Chamber Choir String Quartet, Isaac LaSalle, and Adele Martin, and Magician Bruce, okay? This is all on our program, okay? At 2 to 4, Dance Discovery, a St. Louis dance troupe, performs historical dances from the 1600s to present at the Felix Valley Historic Site, 198 Merchant Street. It ends at 4 o'clock. It's very, very, very professional, worth your while to stop by. 3 to 4, again on Saturday, we have 1 concert. Actually, it's 3 to 4. Matt Palish, professor of pipe organ music at SEMO State University, Southeastern Missouri State University, which he performs 19th and 20th century classical and Christmas tunes. He is very, very popular. Years ago, I had gone, it was years now, it seems like yesterday, but it goes by quick. But you understand,
sure.
I know. But
Turn around and another year is
turn
gone.
around, you know that song. Yeah, I know. So in the interim, my family and I have a small family as far as my immediate family, my husband, myself, and my daughter. We were in Florence, Italy, and it was like midnight. We were walking through the streets, and I kept hearing this beautiful organ music. And we walked down this really tiny side street, and this Catholic church was having an organ concert. So we decided to go as a family because we were just out walking around. The city looks like a kaleidoscope. It's literally, physically, one of the most beautiful cities I've ever seen. And we walked in, and literally the church was filled, and it got multiple standing ovations. And I thought, this is magnificent. So I came back. So this is a long time ago now, but it seems like yesterday. We already discussed that. Okay. So, but Al Kaiser, who was director of music at the time for the St. Genevieve Catholic Church, I asked him to start performing organ concerts, and he did a spectacular job. And when he retired, I contacted Matt Palish down at SEMO, and he does a spectacular job, and it's a really huge turnout. So I highly recommend you go. It'll be a very European feeling. You'll feel like you're in Italy, that's why I created that for our program, because I thought it created a feeling of the old world, and that's what I thought was important. Okay, we have, okay, now we're getting to 3 o'clock. 3 to 5, we have, okay, Matt Palish, I already explained to him. Stormy Bennett and his son Eric. Stormy is a local gentleman. I can't call him just a gentleman. I think he's a retired police chief in DeSoto, Missouri. Eric Bennett used to be police chief here in St. Genevieve. And they are a father-son duo performing thumb rhythm and especially in thumb rhythm melodies on the guitars, acoustic guitars. They'll be at the Oris on Merchant Street, and that's 3 to 5. They have a pretty huge following. The same people go every year. The Oris is pretty much packed, and these people love these two gentlemen. And it's really, if you're really into acoustic guitar, thumb rhythm, kind of a Chet Atkins feel, it's for you. Gary Huggins, we are so lucky to have him. He's from Bakersfield, California, was quite a proficient musician out there in Los Angeles County. He will be doing contemporary smooth jazz at the Welcome Center. He has 2 concerts, 3 and 4. He kind of performs kind of like Stormy and Eric straight through because he has a following, and they just sit there and listen to him the whole time, but you can just walk on in. And you're going to love this guy. He sounds like Kenny G. I can't even describe how magnificent he is. 4 to 6, we have several receptions going on. Geboard House reception that will feature, of course, elegant hors d'oeuvres. Their beautiful Christmas decorations and Baroque period violin and viola performance by Rosanna Cotti. As I explained to you, she's head of the symphony down at SIU Carbondale, and an international musician. At 4 o'clock also at the St. Genevieve Art Guild and reception, Renaissance period solo lute performance by Dr. Isaac LaSalle. And Dr. LaSalle performed with the Art Guild last year. What did you think?
I thought he was wonderful, yes.
It's magnificent. It goes
sure.
It goes with the art and the ambiance, everything.
Exactly.
Yes. It does. Iris Vincent, not Iris, Juanita Wap Ryman has talked about the Art Guild for the Christmas Festival in a different production. And it's going to be really magnificent also because we have some wonderful, wonderful local artists in our region that are contributing to our local art community, and we're very, very fortunate to have them. So that is a must. We all must go and see what is happening in our local art community. At 4 o'clock to 6 also at Music, Art, Love. Academy Hill, where we'll be performing. They do alternative country music. It's Rosie and Sam Huey, husband and wife, Sam's cousin. They are pretty spectacular, and they have a following also, and people will go every year, and sometimes people will come from out of town because they just love them so much, and the sound they create together with their mandolins or their fiddles and their basses, and Rosie playing the guitar and singing. They're really, really, it's very, very, very special. And 5 o'clock, 5 to 7, the La Ravillon, a French Christmas at Felix Valley State Historic Site. Will be celebrating customs and decorations from the 1800s Christmas Eve. And they'll give you period desserts. Now that ends at 7. They'll be dressed in period costumes and the costumes of a Christmas Eve in the early 1800s. Now to combine with that, one of the new things on our program this year, I have to go back to the same day, but an earlier time, 12 o'clock. The Linden Living House will be doing a French colonial Christmas. It's strictly French colonial, and they're both French. One is a Christmas Eve, strictly Christmas Eve. It shows the 12 days of Christmas. They go through all the period foods. They give you period foods to taste, etc. And it's very, very, very special. The French colonial living at the Linden Living House, you're going to meet actual historic characters from French and Creole holiday traditions in St. Genevieve. They'll be dressed in period costumes, and what they'll be doing, it's totally different. It looks similar, but I have to tie it together because it's very indicative and very important to our culture. They'll be playing holiday Christmas games, and you'll have their period little treats that they have also. And that ends at 5. That's 12 to 5, so then 5 to 7. If you're really, really wanting strictly to come here for the French colonial customs and stuff, then you can go on up to the Loire Villon. Or you can stay there for a couple of hours and go down for the period dances. At 6 o'clock. Okay, we're getting really good. Now we have the community tree lighting ceremony at the Welcome Center, featuring Santa and Mrs. Claus, and a performance by the St. Genevieve High School Madrigal Choir, and hosted by Gary Shield. Gary Shield will be dressed in period costume. The Madrigals will be singing not just contemporary Christmas tunes, but they will sing some French tunes, Spanish tunes, German tunes. It's a really special event. Mrs. Jokers, Michelle Jokers, does a really phenomenal job with them, and we've for the last, I don't know how many years, we have a huge turnout for that, and it's really worth your while to go because it's like being out of a Hallmark Christmas show. It's very, very, very special. At 6 o'clock afterwards, you just head on down to see the live nativity at the First Presbyterian Church, just down the street. And Christmas carols will be sung outside. You'll really enjoy that. It's a closing to this magnificent event for that evening. They have some really profound musicians that perform there also, and they blend beautifully. I mean, it kind of has a nice feeling to go with the madrigal singers, and I think you're really, really, really going to enjoy it. Afterwards, everything up to what I've said so far is free. But not free is at Audubon's Lynn, Jack, and Jen. Lynn Rose Terry and Jack Ketting and their friend Jen will be performing pop standards and Broadway tunes from the 30s up to the 1970s at the Audubon's Grill and Bar. It starts at 6, ends at 9, but that's like for a dinner, kind of a dinner environment, having dinner, listening to these wonderful musicians perform. It's all about Christmas and stuff from the 30s up to the 70s. It's going to be really fun. Sunday, again, starting at 12:30 to 2:15, Rosanna Cotti, again, she'll be back, and we really have to pay respects to these people to come to our pristine but very small town, but very, very pristine. She'll be performing Impressionist music at the Welcome Center from 12:30 to 2:15. She has 2 different concerts going, but you can go in any time. At the same time, her husband, Isaac LaSalle, Dr. Isaac LaSalle, will be performing at the Lutheran Church on Market Street, and he'll be doing 500 years of French, Italian, Spanish, and American music. He is quite beloved in our town at this point, and his wife will be also. She's quite brilliant and quite gifted also, and I'm so grateful to have all of the musicians, including the local musicians that we have in our town and the local artist. The 2 o'clock to 2:30. Okay, now we get to the steel drum band. Okay. That's going to be at Dubourg Center. It's going to be actually, oh no, it's actually 1:30 right here. 1:30 to 2:15, and again, 2:30 to 3:15. They have become quite popular. Every year I have to increase the seating at Dubourg Center because every show is packed. And we have over a couple of hundred chairs in there this year, and it will be packed, and there might be standing room only. So if you want to see that show, get there on time and get a seat. It's going to be really spectacular. Afterwards, just feel free to walk on over to the St. Genevieve Catholic Church. I've explained to you right here, we had a Chatty Freewold. I have to pay my respects to her, first of all. She was our harpist for the last several years. She was head of the harp division down at SEMO, but she has fallen ill, and she won't be able to perform this year. However, I have talked to another friend of mine who is a harpist, and we will be having the Stanford Recorder Concert group performing. It will be Stanhope, my apologies, the Stanhope Recorder Consort group performing. What a recorder is, it's a flute-like instrument, and it's from the Renaissance period. And during Renaissance times, any castle that you went to, any aristocratic home that you would go to, any Catholic church that you would go to, they would be playing these recorders and Renaissance music, and went up to the Baroque period. So they will be performing at the Catholic Church from 3 to 4. I've listened to them. I didn't think, I was going to hire another harpist, but I called her up and she wanted me to listen to her group. And I listened to them. She sent me the video of it. And then I compared it to very renowned recorder groups, and I thought they were as good, and they are going to be absolutely divine and magnificent. It's going to be exactly correct for the acoustics in the Catholic Church, and you are all going to love them. So that's what I have to say about that. She said, now she personally can't come to this particular one because she had a prior engagement, but she said, if you want us back next year, let us know right away so I can work my schedule. So don't worry, you're hired back every year. So,
So there you are.
there you are. So anyway, because you're going to love this group. In the interim, well, I'm trying to think what else. Oh, most importantly, because we have every year, we end the St. Genevieve Holiday Christmas Festival with our magnificent municipal band. Directed by John Mooney, who's also the director of the St. Genevieve High School Band, who's won many awards. And I think he's so such a wonderful, and he is an asset to our community because I think our municipal band is wonderful. It is as good as any big city municipal band in like suburban areas like Kirkwood or any place in St. Louis or Chicago. And I think we were very, very lucky to have this gentleman and our local musicians and our community choir who perform with him. And I guess they bring in the choir from high school.
Yes.
The chorus from high school.
Yes, and those kids are
Wonderful. And so that is the most wonderful way to close that particular weekend. On the Saturday and Sunday, the Historic Art Museum, the St. Genevieve Art Guild Christmas Show will open at the Historic Museum building, my apology. And it's going to be open 10 to 6 on Saturday and 11 to 3 on Sunday. And as I've explained, Juanita has gone into the show, what's going on this year. It's going to be really spectacular. So you can find something for someone special there. So you really need to check it out. And that someone special is going to get something very, very special. Other than that, we need to view, again, back this year, the historic hand-tooled Christmas scenes from around the world, retrieved from downtown St. Louis 1930s department store windows, that will be on display at Dubourg Center, facing 3rd Street, And so that will go out probably right after Thanksgiving, right before the event, and it will be there throughout a couple of weeks. So you've got to see that because it's so magnificent. It's like back as a young person, it would be a big deal to go to Chicago and look at the windows at Marshall Fields in Chicago, or go downtown St. Louis to look at Stixbury and Fuller or Famous Bar.
Right,
And that's what it's like. It's very, very special. So again, our town is so lucky to have this.
We are, definitely.
So with that, I have to close, and Merry Christmas to all, and I'll see you soon.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much, Annette. You always have everything down pat when you come, so you're welcome every year.
And
Yeah.
and I always love being welcome because I like you so much.
Well, thank you.
I always liked you ever since I still have one of your paintings. So I do.
Yay.
So, I put it up every Christmas.
That's great.
I do. It's a
yes.
Christmas tree.
And the Art Guild Christmas, excuse me, the Art Guild Christmas show is something special because we have the whole building is full of art. I mean, when you walk in, you are going to be so amazed at all the talent that is in our region. Actually, we span from up by Imperial all the way down to Cape Girardeau, so we have a lot of artists.
Yeah, as I explained to you, definitely you've got to go to the Guild show. It's going on 2 days. The reception is from 4 to 6 on Saturday. But the show goes on for 2 days, and you will find something special there every year. If it's not like a greeting cards or a Christmas ornament or something stationary, those are the small things. Of course, there's paintings too, and that's a bigger item.
Right.
But they have little vases and bric-a-brac, but that are handmade and hand-tooled. It's very much worth your while to go to see our local craftsman or an artist. And experience their work.
Right. And I might add, this is the first weekend we will be open Friday, Saturday, and Sunday every week up until January with the Christmas show up. So you have a lot of opportunities, birthdays, Christmas, even Thanksgiving gifts if you want them. We will be open this coming weekend and then every weekend up until January. We'll change out the show in January and go back to our gallery style hanging. But otherwise, the place is filled with art. And there are a lot of art places in St. John. We have Silver Sycamore, Music Art Love, Eclectic. Sam has 2 places down on Main
Yes.
Street that has a lot of handmade art. She is a wonderful artist herself. She does art out of tin cans and makes jewelry, and so art is very, very alive in St. Genevieve. So everybody come on downtown in St. Gen and do your Christmas shopping.
Thank you so much, and we will see you soon. Merry Christmas and good night.